The last shot of Inception is a spinning top. It wobbles. The screen cuts to black. The audience sits in silence. Is Cobb dreaming or awake? Christopher Nolan has never answered that question. And that silence, that deliberate refusal to resolve it, is the most philosophically honest thing a mainstream film has ever done. Because the real question Inception is asking isn't about Cobb. It's about you, right now, in this moment. How do you know you're not dreaming? This is where curiosity meets truth. In 1641, 369 years before Inception, a French philosopher named René Descartes sat alone by a fire and asked himself a question that would change philosophy forever. How do I know I'm not dreaming right now? He had noticed something uncomfortable. Every dream feels real while you're in it. Every sensation, every memory, every emotion, indistinguishable from waking experience. Descartes reminded us that we have all had a dream that seemed real as we were experiencing it, only to find when we awoke that it was only a dream. So if a dream can be indistinguishable from reality, how can you ever be certain that this moment is real? Descartes, who wanted to establish what it is possible to know beyond doubt, thought about whether we can ever tell for certain if we are dreaming or not. In fact, our minds could be confused by various deceptions. He called this radical skepticism, the systematic questioning of everything that cannot be proven beyond doubt. And his conclusion was both reassuring and terrifying. The only thing he could be absolutely certain of was that he was thinking. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. Everything else, the physical world, other people, time, space, remains at some level uncertain. Inception came out rather more recently, yet in it the viewer explores the very topics that Descartes was philosophizing about over 300 years ago. Nolan didn't create a new philosophical question. He made an old one impossible to ignore. But here's where it gets truly interesting. Descartes wasn't the first. 2,000 years before him, Plato described a group of prisoners chained in a cave since birth. Behind them, a fire. In front of them, a wall. All they could see were shadows cast on that wall by objects passing behind them. They had never seen the real world. They had only ever seen its shadows. And because shadows were all they had ever known, they believed shadows were reality. In Inception, the dream worlds act as Plato's cave, illusions that feel real but are only shadows of true reality. Cobb and his team navigate these illusions, manipulating them but often becoming trapped within them, much like Plato's prisoners who struggle to accept that the world outside the cave is real. The dream levels in Inception are Plato's caves stacked inside each other. Each level feels completely real to the person inside it. Each level has its own logic, its own physics, its own emotional truth. And the deeper you go, the harder it becomes to remember which level is the one you started from. This is the part most film analysis misses. Inception isn't asking whether Cobb is dreaming. It's asking whether any of us can ever fully escape our own cave. Whether the version of reality we inhabit is the real one, or just the most convincing shadow we've encountered so far. But Inception adds something Descartes and Plato never considered. It's not just that reality might be uncertain. It's that someone else might be planting your certainties for you. In the context of the film, Inception means an idea being planted in someone's mind without their knowledge of this happening. Cobb explains that this is only possible if the subject is in a deep enough sleep. Then the person can truly believe it was their own thought, created by themselves while they were dreaming. This is the film's most disturbing philosophical move. Not, can you trust your perception of reality? But, can you trust the origin of your own thoughts? How many of your deepest beliefs about who you are, what you want, what you're capable of, what you deserve, were genuinely your own conclusions? And how many were planted by a parent, a culture, a relationship, an education system, a social media algorithm, so early, so deeply, that you've never once questioned them? Inception frames this as science fiction, but psychologists call it socialization, conditioning, and internalized belief, and it happens to every human being before they're old enough to notice. If this is already shifting something, you know what to do. Subscribe button is right there. Which brings us back to the spinning top. Cobb uses it as his totem, his test for whether he's dreaming or awake. In dreams, it spins forever. In reality, it falls. It's his anchor to certainty in a world where certainty keeps dissolving. But here is what the film's ending reveals. At the end, Cobb stops watching the top. He sees his children's faces. He walks toward them. He chooses not to look. And in that moment, Inception connects directly to a philosopher we explored in week 1 of this series, Kierkegaard. Academic researchers have connected Inception directly to Kierkegaard's leap of faith, the idea that at some point, certainty cannot be the basis for commitment. Cobb cannot prove he's awake. He cannot verify his reality with absolute philosophical certainty, but he leaps anyway. He chooses to commit to the life in front of him, not because he has proof, but because waiting for proof means never living at all. That is Kierkegaard's leap of faith, played out in 2.5 hours of cinema. And it's the most honest answer the film could have given. Not, here is the truth. But, at some point, you have to choose which reality you're going to live in. Descartes asked, "How do I know what's real?" Plato asked, "What if reality is just shadows?" Inception asked, "What if someone else planted your most important beliefs?" And Kierkegaard answered, "At some point, the question of certainty becomes less important than the question of commitment. You will never have absolute proof that your life is real, that your choices are truly yours, that the reality you inhabit is the correct one. But you still have to live it. The spinning top either falls or it doesn't. And at a certain point, you have to stop watching it and walk toward your children. That is not intellectual defeat. That is the most philosophically courageous thing a human being can do." So here is your question for the comments. The spinning top at the end of Inception. Is Cobb dreaming or awake? But more importantly, does it matter? Drop your answer below. This one has been debated for 15 years. Let's settle it. Or not. New philosophy and pop culture explainer every Wednesday on Chasing Sunsets. Subscribe and hit the bell. Curious minds don't miss this one. This is where curiosity meets truth. See you next Wednesday.